All right, friends, it is time for the second edition of our 90s metal tier list. I hope you enjoyed last. It was so long ago. It feels like an eternity ago that we recorded episode number 1 of the 90s metal tier list, doesn't it? It feels like so long ago, and yet already we're back for the second installment of what may be the greatest era of metal. And perhaps maybe I'm just a boomer for saying this. I mean, I am a boomer. It's true. I'm old. I was a teenager in the 90s, but I gotta say, I think 90s metal, it's pretty hard to beat, isn't it? Like, even the okay 90s metal is pretty damn good. The batting average was pretty amazing. So it's gonna be tough to find anything that really belongs in the F tier. We'll try. We'll try. So join us to see where your favorite 90s metal band ranks on one of my patented tier lists. And really quickly, I also wanted to mention my Patreon. If you like what I do on YouTube and everywhere else, joining my Patreon really helps me do this full time and worry less about videos getting demonetized by YouTube or copyright claimed by labels. Patrons get all my podcasts and main channel videos early. There are members only channels in my Discord that I'm super active in. I also do giveaways. For example, I've been giving away a lot of Emo's Not Dead merch, and you can also have me review your music, artwork, or anything else. All you need to do is join my Patreon at the $10 level, and then every month I do a call for submissions. If you want me to review something, just drop it in the comments of that post, and then I will review it live on Twitch. So if any of that sounds cool to you, hit the link in the description of this video, and I appreciate your support. Let's start with something spicy. How about that? Let's start with something spicy. I will say, I actually liked Tool back in the day. I saw them several times back on the Opiate tour. I saw them with the Rollins Band and I think White Zombie back then. You know, this stuff was not bad. I liked it okay. Like, this is pretty good, pretty groovy shit. I like this EP. I think it's good. Great drumming, of course. This EP is really good. Yeah, I saw them several times back then, and I liked them quite a bit back then. I will say, like, if their whole catalog sounded like that, I'd probably have a pretty high opinion of them. The problem is that a lot of their other stuff, basically every album, kind of got more and more boring, in my personal opinion. You know, they just kind of started getting more like noodly and dad rocky, not as heavy. And I'm sorry, I'm just going to be a boomer and say I want them to be heavy. I do. That's my opinion. Damn it. It's my tier list. I can say what I want. I want Tool to play more heavy stuff. That's what I want from them. And they disappointed me. And then their later stuff, I don't know. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just kind of doesn't really go anywhere to me. I actually do have a lot of respect for this band, largely because Maynard hates his fans. I like this. And now I'm going to use a bad word here, but only because Maynard used it. I'm going to use a bad word we're not allowed to use anymore. Don't come for me. I'm just quoting the man. In the words of Maynard James Keenan, Tool frontman labels band's own fans as insufferable retards. Hey, listen, you said it, not me. Don't cancel me, cancel him. I agree with that. I'd go all the way to Lateralis and not a track beyond. I think that's fair. But my point here is I actually think Tool's a good band. I don't worship Tool, you know, like their fans do, but I actually do think Tool is a good band. I think maybe they just get a little bit overrated here and there. I'm going to put them on the B tier. I feel like Tool is an Olive Garden band, meaning that if you've never eaten anywhere that's actually fancy, you think that Olive Garden is like amazing and great, right? And if you ever have been to a fancy restaurant, you're like, I mean, Olive Garden's better than, I don't know, eating out of a vending machine, but it's not actually great. And I feel like Tool is one of those bands that if you've never listened to actual prog or actual metal, then Tool is probably mind-blowing to you. Like if you were listening to fucking Hoobastank, you know, and then you heard Tool, you're like, but, you know, I heard Cynic and shit like that by the time that I heard Tool. So to me, it was never like, you know, super amazing. But I don't think they suck. Just like Olive Garden doesn't suck either. I'll go eat that soup, salad, and breadsticks all day long, and I will listen to the first couple Tool albums as well. Not bad. So B tier it is. That's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. How about Ministry? How about that? A 90s band you don't hear much of these days. And I will say the great Ministry songs, this album, Psalm 69 by Ministry, is amazing. This album is a 10. It's brutal as fuck. Like, listen to these riffs. 5 minutes of this. Just a punishing fucking riff machine. Some of the best groove riffs ever written. I also saw Ministry several times around this era. They were awesome. If we were only judging them off of that one album, I would say pretty great. The problem is their newer stuff, oof, I have no words for this. Beware, Trump ahead. Why, Al? Why? 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 Why did you have to do this? Ministry at their best is pretty great. Ministry at their worst is absolutely awful, but great riffs. So I feel like all things considered, on balance, I think they would go in the C tier. They've got some great riffs on their best stuff. Very influential, very pioneering, but the problem is they have just like years and years and years and years of awful stuff. Unfortunately. Gwar, there's a good one. We got to talk about Gwar. Another band, not very PC. I'm going to find this song. Oh boy. A lot of questionable lyrics in the 90s. A lot of very questionable lyrics. For example, this song called Rock and Roll Never Felt So Good is about kidnapping a 13-year-old. And then the last line is, I f***ed her ass with a piece of frozen shit. It was a different time. I know they're just trying to be edgelords, but wow. Wow, pretty edgy stuff. But you know, Gwar, an underrated band actually, just on a purely musical level, an underrated band. They're fucking good. Like this song, very good thrash. Yeah, I mean, it's a joke. They're just being edgy, obviously, but wow. They got some riffs, though. They're good. This one's also good, too. I really love this video. I mean, yeah, this song had some riffs. That's some riffs, you know, people talk about them like they're just a joke band, and obviously they're funny, but they're legitimately like actually a good band. Super creative. I love all the stuff they did with the costumes and whatnot. Like, I legitimately have a ton of respect for Gwar as just like kind of, I'll say just like an art project, you know, because it's a combination of like the humor with the costumes and the visuals with the music. Like, they were hilarious. They seem like really nice people. I have a ton of respect for them, for real. Are they, you know, the best band in the world? No, but with respect, I'll put them on the C tier, which, you know, I feel like they would agree with me on that one. Nobody's saying that Gwar is like high art. For basically a joke band, I feel like C tier. It's good company. You know, Gwar, Ministry, that's some good shit. I like them. How about, oh, Danzig? That's a good one. Danzig. You know, Danzig is one of these bands that I'm baffled that Danzig has as many fans as they do, or did at least. I don't know if people still like them. Not a good band. They have a few moments, you know, like Lucifuge and Danzig 3 are decent. Like Dirty Black Summer, I think, is an awesome song. But a lot of just absolutely horrible, truly awful shit. And completely cringe. It's really kind of shocking how low Danzig's batting average is. But at their best, you know, they're pretty good at their best. Danzig is super charismatic. Their visuals were great. Gotta give them some credit. I don't know. I'd rather listen to Danzig than Tool. I'll just say it. I don't know. No, I'm going to put them on the B tier. I can't put Danzig in the A tier. I can't do it. I can't do it. Danzig sucks, but at their best, they're pretty good. And you got to give them some credit for being innovative. I don't know. Trust me, I want to put them on the F tier, but I can't do it. If I got to be objective, I'm going to say on the B tier. Yeah, everyone remembers him getting punched out. Crowbar. Okay, listen, people, I hate to say it. Crowbar's kind of overrated. I don't know why everybody decided that Crowbar all of a sudden was like the best band in the world. Crowbar are certainly good. This is an awesome song. All I Had I Gave. Get to the breakdown here. I don't know why everyone, well, no, I do know why everybody decided that Crowbar is the best band in the world. And it's because, what, one or two of them were in Down with Phil Anselmo. And that made everyone sort of decide that Crowbar was like the best band in the world. I will say Crowbar has some great riffs, but kind of repetitive. Like, I don't know. They're not, you know, the C tier is where the bands with riffs go. You know, Ministry, Crowbar, Gwar. You don't want to listen to them all day long. But, you know, are you mad when they're on? No, they're not. They're good. But I don't buy... I feel like all of a sudden people decided Crowbar is like this amazing band, and I'm sorry, I don't think there are. I think they're fine. You know, a C is a passing grade, but that's it. And I feel like that's the right place for Crowbar. I know the Crowbar stans are going to be angry and tell me they should be higher, but I don't buy it. I don't buy it. We got to get an S tier band in here. I'll tell you who's S tier, people. I think Sepultura is an S tier band. I think this is like arguably one of the absolute best thrash albums ever made. Arise. Listen to this shit. Fucking incredible. Still sounds amazing to me. Untouchable. This is better than pretty much anything the Big Four did, in my opinion. Like, other than maybe Slayer. Perfection of thrash. This is what I want thrash to sound like. So like Metallica, no, boring, sucks. Testament, Forbidden, all that stuff's okay. I wanted it to sound like this. And then, of course, there's the other Sepultura stuff, you know, like KSAD and all that stuff, which I think is cool too. But real headbangers prefer the thrash era Sepultura. I think their new metal and their groove metal stuff is good. I like it a lot. But real Sepultura is... Arise and everything before it, in my opinion. It's S tier shit. That's my opinion. I'm sticking to it. Yeah, the fanzine art logo. Exactly. Thrash era Sepultura, S tier. Does Primus make this list? I'll tell you what. Primus is a tough case for me because, again, Primus at their best, I think is pretty good. Like Frizzle Fry. I like this. I think Frizzle Fry, this is the first Primus album, I think it's pretty good. It's not just like weirdo proggy noise. I love this video. It's actually pretty catchy. Terrible vocals, but everyone in this band is a ridiculous fucking musician. Yeah, and I like Sailing the Seas of Cheese. You know, Pork Soda has a couple good songs. The problem is, yeah, Winona's Big Brown Beaver. That's when they started getting too zany for me. I mean, it's pretty metal. They have some heavy parts. And I mean, Larry Lalonde was in Possessed. Did you know this? True fact. The guitarist of Primus invented death metal. It's a fact. For real. I'm not even joking. The guitarist of Primus was in the band Possessed, who had the song death metal, which most people agree is the original death metal band. So there you go. There's your Primus lore for you. The guitarist of Primus literally invented death metal. I'm not joking or exaggerating. It happened. It's true. I think Primus is a good band. They've got a lot of crap is the problem. They turned into a jam band later in their career, and that stuff is like pretty hard to listen to. But Primus at their best is pretty good. I would put it, you know, kind of in the same tier as all the C tier bands. You know, again, people, the C tier is where the action is. Remember, the C tier is really the A tier. The A tier is really the C tier. The B tier is the F tier. And the S tier is the S tier. So remember, the C tier is where all the action is, people. A lot of great shit in the C tier. Are they as great as Sepultura? No, but pretty damn good. Neurosis. Okay, I'm ready to make some people mad here. Neurosis is boring as hell. I'm sorry. I've seen them a few times, but I think I saw them with Bloodlet in maybe 90... I don't know when that was, 98 or something like that. They had a fucking drum circle for like 20 minutes at the end of their set. A fucking drum circle. Just them playing like for like 20 minutes. I'm like, bro, if I wanted to hear a fucking drum circle, I would have gone down the street to fucking Evergreen State College with all the smelly hippies in their fucking hacky sacks playing their drum circle and eating hummus in the fucking campus. So I'm going to say F tier plus. That's right. Scott got canceled for abusing his family for years. So I'm sorry. They're going in the F tier for me. If I wanted a drum circle, I'd go watch Soulfly. Exactly. Exactly. Soulfly, underrated band. Pretty good. How about Meshuggah? Meshuggah. Gotta talk about Meshuggah. when it comes to 90s metal. Now, many people may not think of them as a 90s band, but I do, because that's when I heard them. I heard them, a girl named Rebecca Hodgson back in the day sent me this on a mixtape, and it destroyed my fucking brain. This is from fucking 95. Ridiculous, still sounds amazing and great, still sounds incredible. This is some of the best metal ever recorded. Yeah, they've been around since the 80s. They started in like, what, 88, 89, something like that? Yeah, I think those first few Meshuggah albums, up to and including Nothing, I would say, are incredible. Like, still sound great to me. Still holds up. The problem is that Meshuggah, they don't really have a lot. They don't have songs, really. You know, it's kind of riff salad, but it's damn good riff salad. I'll eat that fucking riff salad all day long. But they have a lot of other stuff that's kind of boring. Like, Frederick stopped writing for the band maybe like, I don't know, 10 years ago or something like that. And they kind of got boring after that. But just based on the strength of their best stuff, I would put it in the B tier. Solid stuff. Like, they're the riff lords. But unfortunately, a lot of their newer stuff is pretty kind of boring. Yeah, unlimited riff salad and breadsticks. A lot of their newer stuff kind of drags. Korn, okay, yeah, fine. Fine. Fine, you bullied me into talking about nu metal. Fine. You guys know my opinion of Korn. I've talked about Korn dozens and dozens of times. You know my opinion of Korn. Korn is great. Love Korn. Nothing but great things to say about Korn. Obviously, they go in the S tier. Obviously. But I'm tired of talking about fucking nu metal all day, every day, people. You bullied me into talking about nu metal, damn it. Ugh. Oh, I hate you guys. I hate you guys so much. Why can't you just let me talk about Sepultura? Why do you guys won't leave me alone? You make me talk about nu metal all the time, and I don't like it. Stop. Stop. I'm telling my mom, leave me alone. Clutch. Okay. I'll make people mad again. This is another one of these bands that people just absolutely worship this band. Why? I'm sorry. Like, listen to this. Am I missing something here? This sounds like a fucking Outback Steakhouse commercial. Like, what? Am I missing something? Really? This is like the band that you think is like the best thing on earth? This is worse than Yellowstone music. Baby back ribs music. This is what you people think is good? I will say this. I did like this song back in the day. Like, this is all right. It's okay, I guess. All their riffs are like with a fucking harmonica. I don't get it. I do not understand why people worship this band. It literally sounds like Outback Steak commercial music. I'm not joking or exaggerating. That's literally what it sounds like to me. I do not get it. I'm completely mystified as to what you people see in this band. I feel like every one of their fans is like an overweight guy in their 30s with a beard who just will not shut up about fucking Clutch. I do not get it. I think they're awful and terrible. If there was something below F tier, that's where I will put them. I'm sorry, people. I'm just speaking facts. Life of Agony. Okay, I'll end it on that one. I love Life of Agony. They're one of my favorite bands. Life of Agony. I could go on and on and on about Life of Agony. A lot of people would say that their first album, River Runs Red, is their best. I disagree. I like Ugly. That's my favorite album. I love this one. I love it. I love Mina's vocals. I love the groove. I love everything about Life of Agony. I love this band. I love everything they've done. Other people would tell you that this is their best album. I do like this album, but I do not agree that it's the best one. This one's the most hardcore, but I do not agree that it's their best album. But I do like it. I'll tell you what, though. They got riffs for fucking days. Like Bad Seed. Listen to this fucking riff. Riffs for fucking days. A lot of people don't like the vocals, but I do. I think Mina sounds great. I think Life of Agony is awesome. Some really great lyrics, too. For those who don't know, the singer of Life of Agony is trans. One of the first people to come out as trans, I want to say over 10 years ago or so, way before that was like socially acceptable at all. So that took some serious courage to come out. Not to say that it doesn't now, but like especially back then, to come from the hardcore scene to come out as trans back then was like kind of a big deal. And she took a lot of shit for it. And if you listen to a lot of the lyrics from those songs back then, knowing what she was going through at the time before she came out, they hit pretty fucking hard. Those are some really dark lyrics. I think Life of Agony is awesome. They're one of my favorite bands. You know, maybe not quite up there with Sepultura or Korn, but I think Life of Agony is great. So they go on the A tier, in my opinion, and that does it for this edition of the 90s Metal tier list. Join us sometime in the far distant future for another one of these if you like this. Wow, pretty edgy stuff.